the siege is over. The siege is over. Breaking prolonged limitations and entering divine liberty. Breaking prolonged limitations and breaking into divine liberty. Now, there is a lot of reality that we confront every day of our life, or we see sometimes in our life. We see prolonged siege, effort has multiplied, but results refuse to follow the effort. A lot of people are really smiling in the public, but they know that they are going down. Sometimes you discover in your life that for a period of 1 month or 2 months, sometimes 3 days, 3 months, sometimes a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you have been on the decline. You sowed this one to be surviving. So, of course, you put up the face of everything is okay, because you are optimistic that before it gets that bad, that God will show up and handle your situation. But sometimes what we do not understand that it is no longer what we wait to be over. That there is a strong man sitting on our issue. There is a strong man on our matter who is hell-bent to make sure that it reduces us to nothing. Now there are lives under siege, like I say, quietly strangled, publicly smiling. Now you must also understand that a siege is not noise; it is restriction. It is slow violence of stagnation. Slow violence of stagnation. You are not moving. Sometimes you find that it's economic siege. Maybe you are educationally, you are making progress. You know that the more educated you get, or the more training you get, the more opportunity you have, and the more opportunity you have, the more money you're supposed to make. But here you are done with your education, you have done some of these things, and yet you can't see a proof of the process. You cannot see the result of the effort that you have made. You know that yours is not a question of making effort, that you are making more than necessary effort. There's a situation in my life, over the years, we are selling puppies. So we buy puppy and go to a particular location in Port Harcourt and stand and be selling the puppy. In this particular occasion, I bought a dog, and that dog was awesome compared to every dog that were in the market as at that time. So I came the first day with the puppy, I did not sell. The second day I came with the puppy, I did not sell. I think the third day I also came with the puppy. And that was when one of the guys that we are hustling with called me and said, "What is going on?" That by every indication that when I came to market with this puppy, that all of them gave me time. They know that if they're going to do anything meaningful, that they are going to sell their own dog, that I must first of all sell my dog. So somehow in their heart, they have given me the way to sell the dog. It's everywhere. There are products that people bring to market. You know that this product is sound. It's going to sell before you. Yes, there's something like that. You know that even if you have to sell before that product, you have to increase your faith. Say this product is supposed to have sold. So what is going on? That he does not understand why I should repeatedly be in the market 3 times with this dog. Myself, I was concerned. Then he did some spiritual check analysis, evaluated my spiritual life. In his own little way, I was close to 25, if not 27 years younger as at that time. So he evaluated me and then advised me. But I know obviously that there is a strong man in my matter, because over the years I have realized that some things that business in particular, a friend of mine is doing it and he's making it. So that is it. There was a strong man in the matter. Do you know, to cut the long story short, that dog, I just discarded that dog. I sold it at a discarded price. Now, if I had known what I know today, I think I would have approached it differently. So it's not only me that is in that situation. There are people among us that when our friends meet us on the road, they shook their head. They say, "What is happening?" You know, when we are in school, you were much better than us. We expected that you should be ahead of us, and then we'll be following you. But no, yes, I think you have witnessed such a thing, even if not in your life, in the life of another person. Now, that's if you are witnessing that or in the life of another person, there is siege over that life. Now, let me be honest. The thought of God is for our well-being, for us to progress. General thought of God is for our well-being. But the enforcement of that thought of God to a greater extent lies in how we approach kingdom principles, kingdom patterns, kingdom ordinances, kingdom laws, kingdom decrees. Call it what you may. But that is what determines that. So, but also you have to first analyze, am I having such a, am I having seed in my life? That's one of the things you must understand. You must ask yourself, analyze to check yourself. The Bible record in the book of 2 Kings chapter 6 to 7. I will just talk a little about it, but I own time read it. That Samaria was besieged until famine reduced dignity to desperation. Sometimes I see people that are committed to crime. Sometimes we say there's no reason for this person to do. But if you said that, you have not been in a situation. You have not been in a situation. Israel was once in a situation, very bad situation, that human beings were killing their baby. And when the baby to eat, their baby to eat. And when they brought it to the king was where they were. The king did not judge two of them about murder. The king was weak. The king paralyzed the weak. The king said to himself, has it gotten to this extent? Yes, that is murder. But the prevailing circumstances made it difficult for the king to judge the murder case. Now, that's what I'm trying to say. That Samaria was besieged until famine reduced dignity to desperation. Men traded sanity for survival. Yet, in one prophetic moment, heaven declared, tomorrow about this time. I trust God that by the end of this teaching, that will be a case of tomorrow by this time. I believe that today, that siege that the enemy has placed over our life will be broken in the name of Jesus Christ. That was how they found themselves. So men traded sanity for survival. Anything you can do to survive, anything that you can do to survive. And I pray that your case will not get to that point of losing your sanity. Because you must feed your children. You must, I have learned in this life. But may we continue to pray for one another, because I used to tell myself, what made somebody to take their life? It may not be as big as your own, but there are things that goes through the heart of man before he commits such a thing. I do not endorse it in any way, but may we continue to pray for one another, because what would have made a woman, if the woman to connive with another to slaughter? And it was not only them that ate it, I believe. Some family member participates. That's my thought. But let's put that aside. Just pretend like you did not hear what I said. That was the condition they had themselves. Like I said before, the king had a party. He did not charge them for murder. He was like, good, has it gotten to this extent? Because sanity have left the land because of the siege. Not that they cannot walk, not that they don't have land to walk, but there was a siege. Now, today, I'm not talking about physical siege. I'm talking about spiritual siege, invisible siege. You can question what I'm saying, but the truth is that there comes a time in your life, it looks like there's an invisible hand, there's invisible discussion that said that you will no longer make progress. Now, ordinarily, this investment would have fetched you a lot of money, but instead of fetching you money, somehow they seize your money. And then you have a plan B option, which is supposed to cost you a comeback, and you put your hand there, and that one blocks. That's from one problem to the other. One problem to the discord, the supernatural discord, the arrangement from the pit of hell is to reduce you to nobody, or to frustrate you, or to make sure you do not rise. Sometimes you find yourself in that situation. That's what we mean by a siege. Glory to Jesus Christ. But take it now. What is a siege? A siege is a sustained strategic restriction. You discover that this is a strategic restriction. You cannot give human explanation to it, but There's a strategic